I'm back, and here I'm going into the main event. I'm going into the three classes that actually matter here. So, Shaman. We'll start with Shaman. Shaman does not have, like, any interclass synergies. They kind of do. They have, like, nature synergy. But that's not why Shaman is... That's not what I'm talking about, Shaman. Shaman, most of the class... They have probably... It's like either them or Warrior are pushing it for the best set, by far, of all classes. Because there have been very few cards. Like, the Paladin Assassinate plus deal damage to everything. Like, that's probably, like, the best ones. And then, the only other cards have been, like, cards like a 2-drop that discovers something. Or a 4-drop that discovers something. Nothing really game-breaking. But these are the game-breaking ones. These are the ones that are just completely overpowered. They just completely break the game. So, we'll start off with one that's... Disciple of Golganeth. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a random overload card in your hand by 1. You're going to draft overload cards. Are you going to have overload cards in your hand? Maybe, maybe not. We've seen this effect before. We know what it is. That's a 2-star effect. Okay, let's ignore that. Let's get into all the great stuff. Alright. Turn to Titans. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. Summon a 3/3 elemental with Rush. So, let's just point out here what Shaman has. You have Serpent Shrine Portal. Deal 3 damage. Summon a random 3-cost minion. Overload 1. Give your hero a +3 attack. Get a 3/3 elemental with Rush. Overload 1. And then we've got down here Storm Strike. Where is Storm Strike? So there's the number. Okay, Storm Strike all the way down here. The removal version. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Give your hero +3 attack this turn. They've got 3 cards that unfortunately kind of fill the same niche, but it basically means you're going to expect Shaman with 3 mana to have 3 damage. So, point being, we know what this card is. It's Storm Strike and it's Serpent Shrine Portal kind of combined into one. This is going to be absolutely insane. Like, this is a 5-star card. Better Storm Strike, maybe better than Serpent Shrine, but you have to take the, take the damage yourself. Now, speaking of other 5-star cards, first class, I think they have 2 5-star cards. Crash of Thunder. Crash of Thunder. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. Cost 1 less for each nature spell you've cast this turn. Ignore this. That's kind of pointless. It's 5 mana. Deal 3 damage to all enemies. That's really, really strong. So, overall, I think like AoE of that level, that's a 5-star. Like, Lightning Storm is basically that. Or was that. So, it's a little worse than Lightning Storm. But if you cast any other nature spells, this is great. This is also a 5-star card. You know what's better than a 5-star card? Well, I actually thought another card was there first. It's a 4-star card. That's not better than a 5-star card. I thought it was a different card coming up. Tempest Hammer. 4 mana, 1/3 weapon. After hero attacks, deal 3 damage to lowest health enemy. If it's a single enemy on board, then you can deal 4 damage to it or 3 damage to it if you just want to attack face. You can use this to ping something off and then deal 3 damage to another thing. You've got 3 charges of this. I think this is a great weapon. I think this would be better than a True Silver. So that, to me, is going to be a 4-star card. This is the card I want to talk about. AKA, what the ever-loving fucking fuck is this shit? That is my line about it. What the ever-loving fucking fuck is this shit? Thorgnir Drake. 7 mana, 6/6 rush. When this attacks, summon 2 3/1 whelps to attack the target first. You remember Siamet? You remember how, for Siamet, you almost always took Rush plus Divine Shield and just killed something for 8, and then had a 6/6 on board. This is Rush plus Divine Shield plus kill something, and then the next turn, if you want to attack face, you know what you can do? You can just have Wind Fury, because the 3/1 attacks face, the 3/1 attacks face, the 6/6 attacks face. That's 12 damage from a card that just removes something. Or, if the opponent has a minion that has 3 or less health, you take this, you send the 2 3/1 whelps in, 1 whelp gets summoned, kills it, 1 whelp gets summoned, doesn't kill it, lives. Okay, this is 7 stars. This is absolutely broken. Like, this, I mean, there's so many things on it. It's like, I'm losing the ability to speak English as an English teacher because of how stupid this card is and why this card exists. It kind of breaks me that this card exists as a rare. Not even an epic, a rare. Lightning Reflexes. Discover a nature spell. If you play this turn, discover another. So, potentially 1 mana to get 2 spells. Nature spells are pretty good. Nature spells include the aforementioned Storm Strike is a nature spell, and Serpent Shrine is a nature spell, and Turn the Tides is a nature spell, and what's the Crash of Thunder is a nature spell? I mean, this is designed to work with Crash of Thunder. Like, you play this, you play something, you play this, that's 3 nature spells. This becomes 2 mana, deal 3 damage to everything. So, yeah, absolutely great card. That is a 4-star card. Flash of Lightning. Finally, Shaman has something that sucks. Draw a card. Next turn, your nature spells cost 1. So, 2 mana, draw a card. That's bad. Your nature spells cost 1. Makes it like 1 or 0. It's not worth it. Like, there's so many things in there that it's not worth it as a tutor. It's a 2-star card that's mediocre. Champion of Storms. You know, so amazing that Shaman had this run of bad cards that we have another 4-star card coming up for Shaman. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 4/2 elemental, Forge, with Rush. So you forge. You obviously forge this card. You play this. You've got nature spells that cost 3, that cost 1. You play this. You remove something. This is absolutely broken. This is the, like... So we've seen Shaman, out of 8 cards, 6 are 4-star cards. 2 are 5-star cards. 1 is a 7-star card. And we haven't even gotten to the Titan yet. So, yeah, 4 stars. Like, yeah, Shaman is going to be absolutely broken. There's, like... Unless micro-adjust just kill everything, Shaman's going to be absolutely broken. Okay, Golganeth. Golganeth the Thunderer. Let's see what their Titan does. Your first spell each turn costs 3 less. So you need spells. Okay. Deal 3 damage to all enemies and restore 6 health to all friendly creatures. This is basically an Abyssal Enforcer that heals everything for 6. For 1 mana less. It's an Abyssal Enforcer that costs 1 mana less. Lord of the Skies. Deal 20 damage to a minion. Why 20 damage? Why not just, like, okay, so you deal 20 damage to a minion, nothing surviving unless it's got Divine Shield. So, hey, it's you got a better Abyssal Enforcer, a better Fragrance Portal, and draw 3 Overload cards. So, you remember how you have this. The first spell each turn costs 3 less. Well, you draw an Overload card, and that Overload card probably costs 3 less. 7 stars. Yeah, they got a 7-star Titan on top of it. Like, really, come on. And are they going to have a great legendary? Yes, they are. They are going to have a great legendary as well, because they've got Thorim. Where is Thorim? That's a 3 mana 3/4. What does it do? Battle Cry. Unlock your overloaded mana crystals. Draw that many cards. You pick Overload. You always pick Overload. I mean, the Overload cards are good. A 3 mana 3/4. Draw a single card. And unlock the Overload is like absolutely insane. That's not hard to do. This is something you hold. You can just spam Overload, get 2 or 3 or 4 Overload, then refill your hand with a simple 3 drops. A 4-star card for Shaman. Yes, I am losing my mind. I am losing my voice from this review. And then we go to Warlock. Where's Warlock? This is the single most powerful card ever printed in the history of Hearthstone, and it's not even close. Like, I'm just gonna hit that out of the way. Let me go to Sageras. Let me go to Sageras here. Sageras is a rare. Sageras is literally an 8-star card. Okay, let me actually go back up here. You see this? I'm adding a second tier here. 8 stars. Sageras, the Destroyer. By the way, Hearth Arena agrees with me. If you haven't seen Hearth Arena, they were up. And Hearth Arena agrees with me. They got Sageras as a 143. There is no other card that's broken that 143. They agreed. Like, we basically both saw this card and like, yes, this is the single greatest card that has ever been printed in history of Hearthstone. It's not even close. Like, look, Astalar is a 131. Ysera is a 118. Look, they're not even close to Sageras. Why? Well, here's the reason. Twisting Nether. So, open a portal. Battlecry, open a portal that summons 2 3/2 imps every turn. That's a permanent effect. That is not something that your opponent can remove. It is always there. So, it's basically got infinite value. You play this, it's got infinite value. Now, what about its abilities? Let's see what its abilities have. To the void, send all other minions into the twisting nether. So, that means you can basically just completely wipe the board and you got a 6/12. And that's actually, oh, that's okay. Inferno! Summon 2/6/6 Infernos from the twisting nether. Again, okay. But you've got like the other 2/2 imps. Or, Legion Invasion. Future demons, summoned from the twisting nether, have +2 health and taunt. Let's go back here. Summon 2 3/2 imps each turn. Each turn includes your turn and your opponent's turn. You play Legion Invasion. That means on your turn, you have 2 3/4 taunts. On your opponent's turn, you summon 2 more 3/4 taunts. For the rest of the game for infinity. So, to even get close to dealing with any of the Warlock minions, you need to go through 4 3/4 taunts that bruise your minions in order to deal anything to the Warlock. Like the Infernos can, like you can summon Infernos and you'll have 6/8 taunts or anything like that. Like the only thing that's going to limit you is board space. This, like, I can beat Ysera. I've beaten Ysera plenty of times. I have beaten Astalor plenty of times. You can beat the Scourge. Like, the Scourge or Murogar. You can have board clears or board wipes that can handle that. If you play Sageris and you're not going to win immediately, you lose the game. It is not worth it to play the game. You just quit the game. You don't even wait for your turn to occur. You just quit the game. There has never been a single card in the history of Hearthstone that is this overpowered, that has this much of an effect, that has this much of an immediate effect, that has this much of a long-term effect, that has no counterplay and no way to actually deal with it. Like, you cannot outvalue this. You cannot outtempo this. The only thing you can possibly do is just deal a bunch of damage to the face, but then you need that damage in hand. This is probably, and like, no card is going to stop that. This is by far the single greatest card ever printed in the history of Hearthstone. And this is a card where I am going to pick Warlock, even if Warlock is bad, just because I want to get this card and I want to just like see like that delay. Like, it's something where you play in Hearthstone where you can see the tempo of your opponent. Not like the board tempo, but how your opponent plays, where you play a card and you just see them pause and think and do nothing, and you understand immediately that they're like, oh my god, I am so fucked. That is Sageris. Okay, so let's go back to Warlock. Okay, so Sageris is an 8-star card. It's got its own special tier here. Let's go back to the cards that Warlock has. Let's review. They don't really have that much. I mean, they got some good cards, but they don't have that much. So let's see here. Monstrous Form. Give a friendly minion +3/+3 until your next turn. So you play this on something you're going to trade into, then that's good because, like, how would I say it? It's either good for face pressure, it's good for trading up and having your minions survive, because, like, usually until your next turn, the minions are going to be killed one way or another. So if it loses the 3/3, then it's fine. You can use this, put it on a taunt to block things. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this, so I think this is overall a good card. This is a 3-star card. Thornveil Tentacle. Lifesteal, 2 mana, 2/2 lifesteal, deal 2 damage to a random enemy minion. Random enemy minion, okay, so it can target a minion. I mean, I'm probably underrating this because it can't target a minion, and like, so they play a 3/2, you play this does that. The fact that you don't get to control is kind of like, okay, so the big comparison I have is we go over to Druid, they have one of the cards, it's like 2 mana, 2/2 that deals 2 damage. Is it still in here? Okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. It was in like the Disma and Order set. It was like a 2/2 it was a spell. It was a 2/2 deal 2 damage, and that was a good card. That was like a 4-star, 5-star card. The fact that it's random brings it down. Lifesteal brings it up a little bit, but I don't value it that much. So I think it's 3. If someone wants to say it's a 4-star card, I would not disagree with them. Wind welding. Wing welding. Why did I write wind instead of wing? Alright, this should be a wing. Alright, anyway. So wing welding is 4 mana, discard your highest cost card, deal that damage equals to its cost to all minions. Is this better than like 6 mana deal 5? Not really. I mean, you have to discard a card. That's not really it's useful. Like, it's definitely useful. It's not bad. It's just, it's one of those things that you feel bad playing it. So that's why ultimately I have it as a 3-star card. Alright. Forge of Wills. 3 mana, choose a friendly minion, summon a giant with its stats, and rush. So what I basically said is you play this on 3. You play a 4-drop. You hit this on your 4-drop, and it's like you played a 4 mana card on turn 3 with stealth. So you play a Yeti. This summons a Yeti that you should have played on 3 with stealth. And so that's insane. And obviously, there's a lot of other stuff that you can do with this. It's 5 stars. If you want to say, like Hearth Arena has it as a 100. If you want to say it's 6 stars, that's fine. I have it as 5 stars. Like, I'm not... It's really freaking good. That's all you need to know. Mortal Eradication. Deal 5 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. Restore 2 to each hero for 2 to your hero for each killed. I compared this to Devouring Plague and Priest, which was deal 4 damage along random enemy minions. That was good. This is 5. That's better. You get less heal because that had life steal, but then you get 2 health for whatever you kill. So potentially you get to heal more. So ultimately, I think this is a great removal. I think this is a 4-star card. Disciple of Sageris. Discard a spell to summon 2/3/2 Amps Forge, giving them +2 health and taunt. So, basically, a 3/3 plus a 3/2 is fine. So, would you discard a spell to summon a 0 mana 3/2? Probably. So I think the effect is a bonus. The Forge can be useful. I think it's good. I don't think it's great because you might not have a spell, or you might have a spell you really don't want to get rid of. So ultimately, I think it's a 3-star card. Very good card. Chaotic Consumption. Destroy a friendly minion to destroy an enemy minion. Okay, my problem with this, and I'm going to admit I might be overrating this. I have not played with or against this card yet, so I do not know. I do not know if this is a minion you choose or if this is a random minion. I am under the assumption this is a minion you choose because it would destroy a random enemy minion like a Deadly Shot. Like if you go here, you go to Hunter, you go to find Deadly Shot. Deadly Shot. Destroy a random enemy minion. I am being a complete idiot. I am assuming that they are going to have logic and they're going to have consistency. I know that's stupid, but I assume that if it was a random minion, they would specify random minion. So I'm thinking 1 mana, you destroy a token, and you get to pick a minion. I think that's insane. That's my thought. If I am wrong, I am wrong. I do not know. I have not heard. I have not seen enough people. I think if it's how I'm thinking, it's a 5-star card. If I'm wrong, I think it's still a 3-star or a 4-star card. I would take this over Deadly Shot, especially in Warlock. So I would say it's 4 stars. If it's random, it's 5 stars. If it's, you get to pick. Imprisoned Horror. Costs 1 less for each damage you take in your turns this game. You need to hit like 6 damage for this really to be worth it. Will you do that over a course of turn? Yes. Will you do that by the time you can play this on turn 3? Extremely unlikely. So I think it's okay. I think it's 2 stars. I don't think it's great. Okay. Sageris. My rant overtook the review. Finally, Loken, Jailer of Yogg-Saron. Discover minion from your deck, summon Town Call with its stats and taunt. You need to discover something with 3 mana and above. Then that gives you 6 mana, 6/6, plus you discover a minion. So, obviously, if you get something really, really heavy, then you can get a much better taunt and you get it right into your hand. I don't know how much in Warlock you're going to have. I think you're going to lean a lot more to 1s or 2s than to like 5s and 6s and 7s. So that's kind of what holds it back for me. I still think it's a 4-star card. I just don't think it's like all that broken. And then finally, Warlock. I've calmed down enough. And finally, Warrior. Warrior, they get armor synergy. I think Warrior got, probably other than Shaman, probably got the best set of all the classes. I think they have an overall good set. I think they've got a couple of cards that are really, really good. But, we'll get into those. Alright, so let's take a look at the cards. First one, Bellowing Flames, right here. Deal 5 damage to a minion. Forge, then deal 5 damage split among all enemy minions. So, this is 5 mana, deal potentially 10 damage split across it, where you can take care of a big minion and then have the rest of the small stuff cleared out. I compare it, it's like a better swipe. This is something like you almost always use the Forge on. So overall, I think this is a 4-star card. I think this is similar to like a Star Power or like any of those other cards. Steam Guardian. 3 mana, 3/3, just draw a spell. 3 mana, reduce cost fire spell in your hand by 1. 3 mana, 3/3, discover spell. That's a 4-star card. The fire spell is kind of like a bonus. Like there's some good fire spells now, but I'm not sure how much you're going to have. Next one, Craftsman's Hammer. 4 mana, 3/3. After a hero attacks and kills a minion, gain 4 armor. It's still 4 mana for a 3/3 weapon. Like, even with the armor, even with how useful it is, it's not that good on curve. I think it's a 3-star card. Not much needs to be said. Smelt. Give a random minion in your hand +3/+3. Lose 3 armor to do it again. So, potentially, spend 3 mana, 3 armor to gain a +6/+6 to a minion. That sounds good. But we've had these cards before, and the cards that are the buffs really aren't that good. We have Mark of the Wild in Druid, which is 2 mana, give a minion on board, +2/+3 and taunt, and that's really not that great. So overall, it's got to be worse than that. And then there's also the problem with this. Like, the same minion that is like, takes 6 damage or takes 9 damage, has 6 health or 9 health, like, hard removal is going to do roughly about the same thing. Like, an Assassinate is going to kill a 6 health or a 9 health minion equally. A Silence is going to handle those equally. So overall, I just don't think it's that great. I think it's 2 stars. Stoneskin Armor. Battlecry, if your armor changes turn, draw 2 cards. Again, so compare this to Famished Fool. 3 mana, 3/4. So you armor up, then you play this. So that is 5 mana, play 3/4, draw 2 cards. So the baseline scenario is basically very close to Famished Fool that's infused. And there are other cards you can play that will change your armor. So overall, great card. 4-star card. Minotaurin. Rush, whenever this deals damage, gain that much armor. So 6 mana, 5/5 rush, that's mediocre. Now, you're probably not going to trade this into something where it can kill itself. So ideally, you'll get 10 armor out of this. Realistically, even 6 mana, deal 5, summon the small thing. I think that's okay. I think that's a 3-star card. Furious Furnace. Magnetic also damages minions next to whomever it attacks. So if you have something, you can play it in. You get the cleave effect. That's what you use this for. Are you going to have mechs to play? I don't know. If you have a mech deck, you go for it. If you don't, I don't know. So again, 2 stars. Trial by Fire. Alright, I had this at a 115. I forget, what did Hearth Arena have this at? They had it at 111. Okay, so we're right in about the same range. Okay. Summon 5 1/1 Valkyr with Rush. When one dies, give the others +1/+1. So, you have 5 1/1s. Throw 1/1 into something, all of them get +2/+2. You throw the 2/2 into something. That's 3 damage split and 3 3s. You throw the 3 damage one into something, it kills it all. So that's 6 damage that you've been able to split, and you have 2 4/4s. So that's already better than Violence. And then you got those 2 4/4s that can rush and deal with small things. Or you can throw a 4/4 into something that's 10 damage, and you get a 5/5, which itself has rush. So overall, I hope this understands. Hope you understand how great this is. I have it as a 6-star card. I'm not sure if it's 7. I think it's close, but I'm going to say 6. I'm sorry, 6. Next one here. The Titan, Kazgrath, after you use an ability, gain immune and attack a random enemy minion. Alright, so let's start here. What are the abilities? Titan Forge, gain +2/+2, draw a weapon. So that means you have a 6/6, you draw a weapon, and then you attack something. Tempering. Gain +5 attack, give your hero +5 attack this turn. This is Twin Tyrant, basically. So, you have a 9/4 that can go and clear one thing, and then you have a hero with 5 attack that can go and clear another thing. So you have a 9/4 versus a 4/10, but it's 2 mana less. So that's basically the Twin Tyrant effect, so I would say better than Twin Tyrant there. Heart of the Flame. Gain 5 health, give your hero 5 armor, or you have a 4/9 that deals 4 to a random enemy minion, and then that's difficult to remove, and then maybe you get like these other things that benefit it. So, overall, great Titan. A little bit too much RNG to make it like a 7-star card, but it is a very, very good card, 6 stars. And finally, the last card in the set, before my voice goes out, Odin, Prime Designate. Battlecry for the rest of this game, after hero gains armor, they gain that much attack as well. So, 8 mana, 8/8, and the effect increases your hero power. Hero power is great. There's a bunch of cards that give you armor. Like, you can take, like for example, Craftsman's Hammer. So, you play the Craftsman's Hammer. You attack into a minion. You kill a minion. You gain 4 armor. That gives you 4 attack. And then you take that 4 attack, and then you can't do anything because you've already attacked, so... Yeah, I'm just shitting on Craftsman's Hammer. But, okay, like, whatchamacallit, Minotaurin gives you bonus. There's a few other cards gave you armor, gives you a bonus. So, overall, I think it's good. I think it's a 4-star card. Alright, and that is it. That is all the cards. Alright, the review is done. I hope you guys have been enjoying Arena. I've enjoyed it from the little bit that I've played because I've been busy, because I have work, and I have, like, other things. I have the G1, New Japan G1 I'm watching. I have Final Fantasy XIV had a new patch. I'm just, like, really, really, really busy with stuff, so I haven't been able to play as much. I'm going to try to play as much as I can in the future. Alright, so hopefully you guys have fun in the arena. Again, leave any comments, leave anything you disagree on. I will get back to it. And take care, everybody. Have fun.